With the release of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, the first two episodes immediately stand out for their animation and pacing. However, Episode 2 introduces a moment that moves incredibly fast: the reveal of the Culling Game rules. A lot of information is delivered back to back, and since the anime doesn't pause to explain each condition in detail, it's easy to miss how strict and precise these rules actually are. So let's slow things down and clearly explain what the 8 rules state, one by one. At this point in the story, the Culling Game itself has not begun. What we're shown is only the rules, presented in advance without the system actively running yet. They simply establish the conditions that will later be enforced. The first rule states that after a player awakens a curse technique, they must officially declare their participation in the Culling Game. This declaration must be made at a colony of their choice, and it must happen within 19 days of their awakening. Now, what does awakening a curse technique actually mean here? After the events of the Shibuya incident, a curse was placed across Japan that affected ordinary humans as well. Before the Culling Game officially begins, certain non-sorcerers are suddenly changed. Some awaken cursed techniques despite having the brain of a normal human, while others become vessels after ingesting cursed objects. In simple terms, people who were never part of the Jujutsu world are now forcibly pulled into it. This is why Rule 1 exists. The moment someone awakens a cursed technique, whether intentionally or not, they are no longer allowed to remain uninvolved. The rule gives them a limited time window to choose a colony and declare participation, making their entry into the system unavoidable. The second rule explains the penalty for failing to do so. Any player who does not declare participation within that time limit will be subjected to cursed technique removal. This essentially means that any player who has awakened a cursed technique must choose to participate in the game. If they refuse, they will be killed through cursed technique removal. The third rule removes the possibility of remaining uninvolved. Any non-player who enters a colony immediately becomes a player at the moment they step inside, and is automatically considered to have declared participation. This means even civilians or sorcerers who enter the barrier without knowing what's happening are now forced into the game. If they refuse to participate after entering, they too will be subjected to cursed technique removal and die. The fourth rule explains how points are earned. Players can only gain points by ending the lives of other players. The fifth rule clarifies how those points are calculated. Points represent the value of a player's life and are determined by the game master. As a general standard, sorcerers are worth 5 points, while non-sorcerers are worth 1 point. The sixth rule introduces a way for the rules to change. A player may spend 100 points to negotiate with the game master to add a new rule to the Culling Game. However, the value of their own life cannot be included in those points. This means a player would need to kill at least 20 sorcerers or 100 civilians just to earn the right to propose a single new rule. The seventh rule places a restriction on that process. Any newly proposed rule must be accepted by the game master unless it would cause a major or long-lasting effect on the Culling Game itself. In simple terms, players cannot add rules that end the game, shorten it, or completely alter its structure. However, smaller changes, such as alternative ways to earn points, may still be allowed if they don't break the game's core design. Finally, the eighth rule ensures that players cannot remain inactive. If a player's score does not change for 19 consecutive days, that player will be subjected to curse technique removal. This rule heavily punishes characters like Yuji, who are unwilling to kill. Simply surviving isn't enough. Players must actively kill at least one person every 19 days to stay alive. As long as the game continues, players are forced to keep killing while also defending themselves against hostile sorcerers and even armed civilians inside the barriers. And that's what makes the Culling Game so horrifying. It's a perfectly engineered system designed to force movement, conflict, and death. Whether you fight, run, or hesitate, the game will punish you all the same. With that groundwork laid, it becomes much easier to understand the desperate choices characters are about to make as the arc progresses. And trust me, this is only the beginning. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll be covering more detailed explanations, latest anime news, and all the important updates as they drop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.